Well, it's my great pleasure and honour to be welcoming you today for 2017 to a training from Don and Nancy Failla. My name is Bill Rao, founder and CEO of Swissquote Global, and I had the pleasure many years ago, actually back in the 1990s, to be introduced to the work of Don and Nancy. So I'm going to be introducing to you them very shortly. But before I do, let me do a bit of a summary of the impact that these people have had and their system has had upon my life, and no doubt hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people around the life. In fact, Don and Nancy will tell you that over the last 20 years, they have built an organization now. It's over 1 million people in their organization. These people live the life. They walk the talk and talk the walk. They are the real deal. And even though this book may have been written 35, 40 years ago, it is not a book, it is a system. It's a life-changing system. I've sold probably over 7 million copies around the world today. So they've had a very influential impact upon many people, many continents, many nationalities, etc. And I know, and I'll probably touch on this when I come onto the call, because I know they just recently came back at the end of last year, just before Christmas, a tour through, I think it was the Philippines and Taiwan. So they're at retirement age, but they are living the dream. They have been doing it for many, many, many years. Now, the life hasn't always been that way, as Don might touch on and Nancy touch on, but they realized that they wanted to change their life. They had to change their life, and they had to have a system to do it. So you can see Nancy here. I'll be bringing Nancy onto the call shortly. This is Nancy in front of many thousands of people in Vietnam. And we just came back from Vietnam. Our leader, Claudia Eifert, was there, and I was there as well. Well, as you can see, Nancy's there. The people, they pretty much swap her wherever she goes. They call her the CEO of fun. I mean, everybody wants to have a better life, but you need a system to actually follow to actually do that. And Don Failla, well, here's Don here doing a presentation, one of our trainings in Eastern Europe. He knows the game, and you'll hear from when Don speaks, his voice, his conviction. He knows what he's speaking about, you know. And so tonight we're going to be speaking about you going to another level in your organization. And when I was introduced to this 45-second presentation back in the 1990s, it really got me thinking. At that time, I owned my second hotel. It was a pretty tough time. Interest rates were over 20%. So I was looking at better ways to live a better life. And I'm sure there's many people on this call who are looking for better ways to live a better life. And when I read out, when someone introduced me to the 45-second presentation, it takes 45 seconds to read, but I'm a fast speaker. It really had an impact on me. It got me thinking. And here I am owning my second hotel, doing pretty well, but the pressure was on. But when I read this, it got me really thinking about the time availability, time freedom, residual income. When you subtract out the sleeping time, the commuting time, the working time, and time for things you have to do each and every day of your life, almost all people that have more than 1 or 2 hours each day to do what they like to do. And if they had the time, would they have the money to do it? We have discovered a way for you to learn how to earn your life by building a home-based business, and we have a system for doing it that is so simple anyone can do it. It doesn't require selling, and the best part is it won't take much of your time. If you're interested, I'll give you some information. Now, this is really the whole preface of Don's system. It's really the starting point, and that's why I really wanted to start off with this particular point. Now, Don's going to be working on Chapter 5 today, but I think Chapter 4, in fact, the preface is really the key. The preface is really the key, understanding what multi-level marketing is, network marketing is, understanding it, and then, of course, going through each of the napkin presentations. Now, mind you, these napkin presentations are available free for you on the website, which I'll show you later on. But I think to get started, if you're learning to drive a car, you've got to know what you're doing. You've got to learn to drive, and you've got to know, the functionality of it and have confidence. Well, this business is no different. So today's presentation, Don and Nancy are going to be focusing on digging down to bedrock, building deep, building a foundation. This is really the key. So without further ado, it's my real great honor and pleasure to welcome my good friends and mentors, Don and Nancy Failla. Welcome to the call.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting us. Well, first of all, I want to welcome you to the amazing life. You say, what is this amazing life? Well, it's network marketing, but you need to be successful in network marketing to have that amazing life, which means you have to understand it and you need to know what to do. So I like to tell people, if you're not afraid of being paid for what you're worth, then it's definitely networking time. But you need to want something. You need to want something that you don't already have. You need to know what the joy is in your life. Because I tell people, if you really know what you want, be careful, because you're going to get it. You see, most people that I talk to all over the world, they would love to have peace of mind. Peace of mind is so important today all over the world. And I like to tell people that networking is truly a paid social life. Wherever Don and I travel all over the world, we have many friends, and we get to meet many more friends whenever we go back. Like you said, we just came from an Asian tour not long ago, and from Denmark, where it was very cold. I was happy to get back to California. But many people who want joy in their life, they want to be able to create cash flow from their home. They don't want a second or third or fourth job. They want a second income without a second job. And that's what I love about networking, is that you can do it right along with whatever else you're doing. Like Don tells us, do just a little bit every day, and it kind of sneaks up on you. You may be working a little harder in the beginning, not making a whole lot of money, for a fortune later on. And then you can just be a person that maybe just wants to be a consultant for your job, or maybe you don't want to work that job at all. You see, if you have hope, which you definitely have in networking, you can have happy. And everybody wants to be happy. Hope is having only positive expectations. And if you understand what networking is all about, and if you know how to do it, Don teaches a proven system, and that is our mission in life, is to be able to help as many people as we can have a better quality of life while they're living on this planet. You see, you got a choice today. You've got lots of choices in your life, don't you? But, you know, you can live your life in black and white, or you can live it in full color. It's a choice you make. You can live it in full color. And when you know what to do, and you have passion for what you want, let me tell you, you're living that life in Technicolor, and you have an amazing life. So take a picture of what you want. You know, learn about time management and being secure in what you would really love in your life, and you can have that. You can tell people, like I do, network marketing can be your retirement plan. Why not? Start now. Start as young as you possibly can. You truly can make some real plans for the future. You can have peace of mind, but you got to keep it simple. You got to make it fun, and people are going to want to join you. Today, Don is going to share some information with you where you can start having that amazing life. And if you think that you already have an amazing life, once you start traveling the world and getting into different cultures and seeing what people are doing literally all over the world, it becomes more and more amazing. And once you get back to those same places around the world, it's just totally mind-blowing of where you can travel, what you can learn, and the difference that you can make in a person's life. It starts with one. The power of one is amazing. And here's an amazing man I've been married to for almost 52 years. His name is Don Failla. He has books in over 20 languages. It is our purpose and mission in life is to be able to help people get that amazing life that we have in a much shorter time. There are many ways to build a business in networking. Don teaches the fastest way possible, because everyone we talk to, they want to get that money in their pocket like yesterday. But most important, they want to have a fun time doing it. So here he is, Don Failla, the one and only.
Yeah, thank you, Nancy. I want to comment, our recent trip, I already mentioned, we were in Asia here a few months ago. We had a couple events in the Philippines and a couple in Taiwan, and also then from there we were in Tokyo. And the first night that we were there, they had a dinner for us, and there was a particular company, and they had 14 of their top people there, and out of the 14, 10 of them were women. Now, right across the table from us was a woman who was the top distributor in this company. Guess what? She was 88 years old. So anyway, just want to let you know that it's never too late, to get started. And of course, all around the world, people are living longer. Here in America, we've got all the baby boomers now that have retired, and people, they're running out of money, and people are losing jobs. They say in America, in 10, 20 years, 40 million people will lose their jobs to robots, So anyway, there's never, it's never too late to get started building your business. Now, while we were in Tokyo, the last night we were there, they had a dinner with 80 of the top distributors from all over Japan, representing virtually all the network marketing companies. And there were 7 of the 8 distributors there that had written a testimony for our new edition of our book in Japanese. And we had one sitting at our table, and probably the best testimony that I've ever had on the book. He said, of course this is all being translated, that his first 3 years in network marketing, he was averaging $700 a month. He read my book, and within 1 year, he was making over $100,000 a month. Now, I've had a lot of people, when I've told them this, they say, well, what specifically made the difference? And I said, it's really, really simple. And it's tied around one word, and the word is understand. See, 100% of the people in the world who are not in network marketing do not understand it. And 80 to 90% of people in it don't understand it. And you'd be amazed how many company owners don't understand it. So what happened is that when he read the book, he finally understood network marketing, and that it wasn't about trying to find people to sell their products. And of course, all the companies think they have the holy grail of health products, whatever. And, of course, they want to go out and get people to sell the products, but they don't realize that if they teach people network marketing properly, so people could build a large organization, they're going to move a lot of products. For example, the company that we've been with for 20 years, we started with 4 people. And now 95% of over 1 million people that have come into that organization came from the original 4, okay? And we have never, ever gone out to look for people to sell the products from this company, and the company has great products. What we do is we look for people who want something. That's very simple. And we already know that virtually everybody wants freedom, okay? That's a given, okay? But beyond that, they could want a bigger house, a bigger car, more time with their family, thousands of reasons. So we've evolved to a system that, anybody can do. See, the thing is, once you really understand how network marketing works, you realize you don't have to be a salesperson to build a large organization, because we have the tools that can do the talking for you. Anybody can do the business. Now, I wanted to refer here to Napkin Presentation number 4, which is about what your business should look like. it should look like the biggest building you've ever seen in your life. And just contemplate that building, how it was built. You know, see, they had to dig the foundation before they could put up the building, okay? So while they're digging the foundation, obviously you don't see the building. And the same is true in network marketing. While you're doing the foundation, you do not see the big income. Now you can see some income, you know, because you are going to be moving some products and so forth. But when you do the numbers, you know, 5 in a couple months on your first level, help them get 5, you got 25 on the second level, and then you help them get 5, you got 125 on the third. Okay, that's 155 people. Now notice that you're not going to make a lot of money with 525, 125, and for some people that could be accelerated to 5 in the first month, 25 in the second, and 125 in the third, okay? Depends on contacts and the effort and energy, you know, you put into your business. But now I want you to notice that once you tap into the fourth level, 125 times 5 goes to 625. Then it goes to 3,125. Then it goes to 15,625, 78,125. Okay, so notice starting once you've got through that 525, 125, the building's coming out of the ground. And have you ever noticed that once these buildings come out of the ground, how fast they go up? We were living in Las Vegas when they were building the Palazzo, which was a addition to the Venetian. The largest probably hotel in the world, has 7,000 total rooms between the two towers, and every one of them is a suite. We watched them for 1 year digging the foundation to that building. So obviously, you know, you didn't see the building for a year. But once it got, in fact, the foundation was so huge, they put a 7-story parking garage underground. And so once it came out of the ground, it just went up, just skyrocketed. Same thing happens in network marketing. So bottom line, when you understand this, you've got to understand that network marketing is not a get rich quick type business. You know, this industry is probably the biggest industry in the world where the blind are leading the blind. People don't have a clue about how it works. They're trying to teach people how to do it, and they just have it all wrong. And, you know, it just takes a little bit of time to dig that foundation. So I have people ask me, Don, they say, what would be your number one recommendation for a new person, you know, getting started in network marketing? And I say, probably get a job, okay? Unless you have a spouse that can support you, like Nancy actually supported our family for 3 years, way back in the beginning, 48 years ago, when we actually got started in network marketing. Or if you have enough money saved up that you could live on for a couple of years, you know, that's fine. But if you don't have a job, then how are you going to pay your mortgage, make your car payment, pay all your bills, and put food on the table? Now, you cannot do that from just going out selling products unless you're the most super salesperson in the world. And besides that, you know, the amount of money you make selling the products is not going to be enough, you know, to pay all those bills, mortgage, and what have you. So it takes a little time. And then the thing that's really kind of sad here when you think about it, that when you're out selling your products, you are doing nothing to contribute to the foundation of your building your business. And when you build your business by showing and starting with the products company first, the vehicle first, the people think you're trying to sell something to them or get them to sell for you. They're going to run the other way. So again, you're doing nothing to contribute to the foundation of your business. Now, one thing that is good about the concept of getting a job to support yourself while you're getting started is that you have hope. You have light at the end of the tunnel. You don't have to like the job, because you know you're not going to have to be there, forever, and it's really a motivation for you to really get your business going, so you don't have to be there forever. But at least you're going to have a shot of making it. And if you do the business this way, this is the anywhere from 2 to 5 year way of getting to the point where you can own your life. Now, we wear the pin, the Own Your Life pin. You see it in the bottom left corner of the screen there. It's real simple. Owning your life is having time, money, and health. Okay? Time, money, and health. Do you realize that most people don't even know anybody that has all three? Younger people, if they have a good job, say they're making $60,000, $70,000, $100,000 a year, they have money, but they don't have time. Now, their health is okay. Older people, they have time, they're running out of money, and their health's shot. So it's a simple question. How would you like to have all three at a time in your life when you could really enjoy it? Now, let me go over probably one of the biggest mistakes people make in getting started building a business in network marketing. And this again goes back to because people do not understand it. Do you realize that probably over 90% of the people in network marketing are out looking for salespeople for their business? But they don't know that historically the type of person who has the least chance of making it is a salesperson. Now, as I say that, if you happen to be a salesperson, you can be huge in network marketing, but under one condition, and one condition only, you have to learn network marketing. Because if you do anything while you're building your network marketing that would make a person think it's got anything to do with sales, they're going to run the other way. Now, most people, in fact, most companies out there are health companies. Even if the company doesn't have health products, they are still a health company. Now, let me explain it this way. Why are people sick? Okay? Most people are sick because they're under stress. Okay? Stress causes all kinds of problems and illnesses, what have you. So what creates stress for most people? Not enough money. So if you can get people on a path to having the money so they can have the time, money, and health, then that's going to relieve their stress. And, again, anybody can do the business if they'll follow our simple system. And I'll just kind of abbreviate it for you right now. First of all, don't even do this with a person you have not made a strong connection with. It doesn't work, okay? I talked to a person the other day, said he passed out 500 cards, didn't get any results. And so it doesn't work. You can't just run around passing out cards. You've got to make a real strong connection with someone. Once you do, then ask them, have a conversation with them. And again, you don't have to be a salesperson to have this conversation about what it is they want. Okay? And if they don't want anything, you don't have a prospect. Okay? So you find out what they want, then have a conversation with them about how do you think you're going to get what you want. They already know, they can't get it from their job. The traditional business, that doesn't work because we're talking about the masses. They can't afford a franchise or a traditional business. And if they could, those kind of businesses are going to end up owning you. You might make some money, but you're not going to have any time, okay? So the only answer for the masses to ever own their life is to be in network marketing. Now note that I bring that up right up front, okay? But then I follow it up, I simply say, but here is the problem, okay? 100% of the people in the world not in it do not understand it. 80 to 90% of the people in it don't understand it. So that doesn't it become obvious now that the first thing that the person needs to do at this point is to understand network marketing. Now, there's 3 ways that you can do that. okay? You can learn everything in the book because for 10 years before the book was written, we used to spend 3 to 4 hours teaching people what became known as the napkin presentations. And once they knew and understood them, then we coined the phrase that now they know how to drive. So you could do what we did. Learn everything in the book, spend 3 to 4 hours with each person. I do not recommend that because that will burn you out. It burned us out, and that's why that we wrote the book, to be able to do the talking for us. The second thing you can do, of course, you've gone from 3 to 4 hours. You can loan the person the book, tell them to read the first 4 chapters, and see if they really want something and read the first 4 chapters, which is a psychological ploy to get them into the book. They will finish the book. Now they will understand network marketing. Most people can read the book in 1 to 3 hours. And then, of course, the third thing you can do is you can have them go to a website which has video clips that they can go through the 2 to 3 minute video clips, which is a summary or a synopsis of the book, and they can do that in maybe 40 to 45 minutes. And you can get the website from Bill later. We can get that to you. Anyway, that's basically what I wanted to share with you. And going back to the salesperson, you can look at your genealogy and you can see a salesperson who's been in the business for 6 months to a year, and they could recruit, note the word recruit, 50 to 100 people. But then they have not duplicated. And you're only duplicated in this business when the person you sponsor is 3 levels deep. So if I sponsor Bill, then I've got to teach Bill how to teach Fred, how to teach Mary, and you know that's done when she sponsored someone. So Bill's 3 levels deep, you're 4 levels deep. Now you have duplicated. And you know, if the duplication doesn't get going, what's going to happen? A year goes by, and their people are dropping off faster than they can add them now. So now someone comes along, shows them the next hot deal, and they're off onto the next deal. We talk to people been in and out of the industry over the period of 20, 25 years, maybe 5 to 10 different times. And the problem is that they never understood it. If they had worked the business right with their first company, they wouldn't be jumping all over the place. And let me tell you, you cannot put up a big building if you don't dig the foundation. And if you, as soon as your foundation is about ready to be finished and you're ready for the building to take off, you can't start over again. You got to get serious and stay with the same program. So anyway, Bill, that's my message for the day. If anybody has any questions, be happy to answer them.
Okay, thank you, Don. Thank you, Nancy. If anyone has some questions, please type it into the control panel. I realized myself, Don, when I was first introduced to your material back in the 1990s, mind you, I had a primary business, and I know that you and Nancy came also from a full-time business. I believe you owned a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week restaurant run by teenagers. So I'm sure that you had no free time during that time. That was one of the motivating factors that actually directed you, I suppose, to changing your life. But one thing was for sure that, you know, in the 1990s when I discovered your material, when it was introduced to me, was having a system, getting the understanding. I think that's one of the most key things. Now, I'd like people, could you raise your hand if you've actually read Don's work? I'd like to know how many people have read his work, because if you read the book, and as I said, Don makes the information available, the key chapters available to you for free, and you read that, the preface of the book, the understanding of the industry, the first 4 or 5 napkin presentations are major motivators and changes for me, Don. So I really encourage people to actually do take the chance to download the information and do read it. Now, if you're not too sure where to get it, you can go to 45second.com. I speak about this every week on our presentation because I really believe in having a system, a proven system, and you can, as I said, you can actually receive much of the content for free. But Don and Nancy have also recently put out an action manual. Now, I see this as one of the core training manuals for your organizations and structures. You can actually set up a mastermind with your team, and you can go through the action manual that Don has actually produced. Here he is signing some books. So this here, the action manual. So the action manual is a step-by-step process. There's questions and answers and things got to be done in the action manual. If you're going to build to bedrock, build that first level of 5 and help that first level of 5 duplicate, I would recommend this. Someone has to lead the team and go through this as a team effort. Now, Don and Nancy have graciously also, I mean, I think the book costs $10, $11. I mean, it's a life change for $10, $11 personally, if you believe this industry is for you. But it also gives you a 20% discount. So you can take the code down if you like. It's ACTM2016. So when you go to 45second.com website, you've got a coupon code to put in there. If you put that in there, instead of paying $10, $11, you'll pay about $8 for the work manual, which is a great save. Actually, for any of the products, you'll be able to save, I think it's 20% actually. So we really appreciate that, Don and Nancy. Now, I know we also have our affiliate, Platinum affiliate leader on the call as well. So I don't know whether Claudia would like to make any comments or questions, because I know that she's also spent time with you, Don and Nancy, in Eastern Europe, and also stayed at your wonderful Failla Villa in San Diego. Claudia, do you have any questions, or is there any questions on the call that need to be responded to?
We have some question. That is how to get his book.
Okay, do I just answer that?
Yeah, you just told him how to get it.
So that's easy to get. You just go to 45second.com, use the code that Don and Nancy provide, ACTM2016, and that's going to give you a 20% discount on the material. But also, if you actually email us, support@Swisscom Global, and just say Don and Nancy videos, we'll be able to get you to a website where we'll be able to get a lot of the video content. It's great training material that you can actually use in conjunction with the work manual. But I see this as the training as a really important thing. It's like all businesses. If you want to be successful, you got to treat it as a business, but you need to have a process and a training mechanism for that. And I think this is a core foundation for that. Are there any other questions, Claudia, that are coming in from anyone, or any comments from yourself? You've been in the game a long time.
Yeah, there's a question from Graham, and he's asking, do you ever give out your book, The System?
No.
What do you mean?
No, we don't start with the system. The system, if you will, is really like a workbook. We just didn't like the word work. That's why we call it the action book. And what it does, it gives a person a deeper understanding of the business once they've read the book. So if you just start with the action book, there's just a little synopsis or summary of each of the napkin presentations, and then you have some true-false questions and things to do, and the answers, of course, are in the back, but it just gives you a deeper understanding. So it's better to start with the 45-second book or the Own Your Life book. We had a name change on it. Do that first. And again, we suggest they read the first 4 chapters, which is a psychological ploy, because they get into it right away. They see the diagram, say, oh, I could do that real quick. And once they do that, if they really want something, they'll finish the book. Now, once they finish the book, it's the difference between going to college and getting a degree and then getting a master's, okay? You read the book, you got your degree, okay? You go through the action book, now you got your master's. And also, there is another book called The System, which that could come after this, which gives you more ideas and so forth than working the system, which again is very, very simple. Find out what people want and show them how to get it.
And Don and Nancy, just on the system book, I mean, primarily people have to also realize that this material, this system, which is proven in the marketplace, was written before the internet. So,
yeah, for sure.
So the world has changed. The world has changed dramatically, but that doesn't take anything away from the system. The system works. It is very, very strong. What you often say is what took you 20 years, because company that you're with now, you've been, I think, with 20, 23 or 25 years, you've got over 1 million people. You haven't been with the same company for 40, 48 years. You've been with this company for 20, when I say this company, not Swisscom Global, but you've been with a core company for over 20 years where you have your huge organization. I think the system book, because we have the website that I'll be able to give out to you people if you email us, is that Don and Nancy did a series of videos and different things which you can actually work in conjunction with the action manual. The action manual is only new, so Don and Nancy have changed much of this to be up to date because we're living in a changing world with technology, and of course you can communicate with people all over the world today with Skype and different means. So the system book is an excellent book. We have it. Certainly, I must have bought thousands of copies of it during the 1990s when we were building our organization. And mind you, I had a hotel business. Hotel was my core business, but the MLM business was, to me, was the dream. That was the freedom key. And while earning a six-figure income on multi-level marketing, I still had on the side my hotel business is operating. So it's a really cool, when you crack it, it's really cool, life-changing business model to be engaged in.
Bill, as long as you mentioned the internet and social marketing, I would like to make a comment on that, and that is that the internet has almost destroyed our industry in some ways, and there's ways that it's very good, but at the same time, too many people are brought into it, making them feel like they're going to get rich overnight, and all they have to do is buy a list of hundreds of thousands of emails and put a blast out, and they're going to get rich. And I'm still waiting to meet one person anywhere in the world who has built a large organization, note the word recruiting, off of social media, and the key phrase here is that has lasted. I mean, they come out and they put out these blasts and they sign up hundreds, thousands of people, but keep in mind that anybody that would sign up under someone that they never knew or met, the next hot deal that comes across, which there's a lot of hot deals coming around, they're off onto the next deal. So you're lucky if they're with you 2 to 3 months. I mean, even 2 to 3 weeks in a lot of cases. We've had some people come in our organization that have tried this, and gosh, I've got one person there who in a very short time had 300 people in his downline, and it seems like every 2 to 3 months the people that he'd brought in first are already gone. It's like a big wave going through. It just doesn't last. Now, we teach people how they can do in 3 to 5 years what took us 20 years to do, and that does have to do with the internet, but not recruiting with social media. It has to do with using Skype. We get all our people on Skype. You can have, now when we talk about sizzle sessions, you can do them on Skype. You get 24 computers on Skype. When you're ready for the vehicle, you don't have to drive over and spend 2 hours in someone's home. You send them a website. There's just so many tools there that you can use with the internet. And basically, how you do in 3 to 5 years what took us 20 years is very simple. The book was written over 35 years ago before we had these tools, okay? And the book was written about the number 5. You work with 5 people, and when one doesn't need you anymore, you add another one and so forth. Well, because everything is speeded up so fast now, using the tools, using the internet and so forth, that you could work with a base of 10, okay? So now put 5, 25, 125, and then next to it, put 10. The difference from 5 is 10 and 5 is 5. 10 times 10 is 100. The difference to 25 is 75. 10 times 100 is 1,000. The difference from 125 is 675. Take that down another level. By the time you get to the 4th, 5th level, you're passing up what took us 20 years to do. So the internet has its place, if you use it properly. But but in training and webinars like we're doing now, I mean, just amazing. But just to think you're going to send out, don't buy a mailing list. I mean, that's just, you're wasting your money. I mean, the people that sell those things are selling those lists to everybody, and it just doesn't work. It doesn't last.
Yeah, I would agree with you, Don. And also, of course, there's just so many distractions and unsustainable business models out there. Many of them aren't even legal. But with that said, I mean, it's also, I mean, I think the assets and the positives certainly outweigh the cons of the internet. It's just a great, help for all of us. Now, people are asking, does the code here, people are asking what this red number is. The red number here is a discount code that Don and Nancy provide for their books. That's all products, so it's 20% discount. The key is that you've got a model to follow and get a great understanding. So, Don and Nancy, I really want to thank you for your taking your time out and sharing this with us. We look forward to seeing you in person again in some part of the world. I know you're on the go all the time. And maybe having another live event with Swisscom Global and having you both there as well. Maybe it'll be Asia. Maybe it's going to be Africa, Don and Nancy. I know that you've been to all these places, so wherever you go, you attract many thousands of people. So we really appreciate your expertise and your heart and soul that you put behind supporting the people. So with that, thank you, and we look forward to having you on a future call, training with us. So thank you, Don and Nancy, and thank you everyone for joining us from different parts of the world. This recording will be uploaded to your membership account.
One more question was coming, if people can join in actually twice or multiple times, and another question was, on the sign up there, wait 1 second. So this is one question is, first of all, how if they can join multiple times in our program.
The answer is generally no. Now, Don and Nancy will have an answer on this too. I know Don will. I mean, what is the objective, the purpose of this? I mean, to answer the question outright, you're allowed to have a single position in your own individual name, and you can have a company name. Or if you wanted to sign up yourself under one name entity, and you wanted to sign up your partner, your legal partner, that would also be possible. But of course, to generate commissions from those, they both have to be funded. But to answer the question, yes, you could have a maximum of 2 positions. So I could sign up as myself and also as a company body in one sense. But you've got to ask yourself the question, what is the reason, what is the objective of actually doing that? The key to making money in this industry is building an organization, is building residual income. And working with 5, as I said, you don't have to hit on the whole town. But getting to 5 good people. Everybody wants to have freedom. Everybody wants to have freedom and more money in their pocket. And so these companies, not just our company, these core companies have what people want. But it's whether the people are willing to really dig in, commit, learn the system, follow the system, get help when they need it, persist, and sure, you have to do the work. Of course, it doesn't just happen, as Don and Nancy will tell you.
Great. Last question is if they can upgrade, and yes, they can upgrade in our program.
Yes, you most certainly can upgrade from a package, from a monthly package to an annual package. So that's possible. Yes, you can also, if you bought a $5,000 package, and the next year you don't have to pay $5,000 for the package again. You can just pay the $600 membership. You can also do that as well. So you're not locked in to that amount. So it's a very flexible program that we have.
Okay, thank you, Don and Nancy. Thank you, Bill. And this session has been recorded. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Bill. Have a great